And look, it's not just Britain. I mean, you've written about this before, Jennifer, too. We've got, I think, a crisis of leadership right across the West. We've got dumb and dumber, it seems, in the White House. And there's no clear Republican emerging. Well, maybe after midterms we might see some sense return to the Republican Party. I don't think the sense is necessarily on the shoulders of Donald Trump. Why are we in such a mess around the Western world?
Well, I think we're seeing, unfortunately, a significant cultural decline in the West, and it's something I've written in opposition to the idea of it, because it forms part of propaganda, communist propaganda, to undermine morale. But we have to face the fact now that we're in a serious downward spiral, and that's reflected in very low numeracy and literacy rates, with children being taught by teachers who often lack basic skills in those areas. We have shortened attention spans as a result of the digital revolution. That's also delivered social media and increasing polarisation of politics, where might is always right. And we also are seeing the steady decline of Christianity, which has been so important as a unifying moral and cultural force in the West. I think we have to have hope, though. I note that about a century ago, T.S. Eliot wrote The Hollow Men, and it's a very well-known poem, and if you haven't, I'd encourage listeners to viewers to look it up on the internet tonight if you haven't read it before. And he wrote it in 25, between a pretty desolate period for him and his later conversion to Christianity 2 years later. So we're seeing the hollowing out of society, but, you know, there is always hope. And younger generations are very smart. They're good judges of character, I think. They're possibly more sober-minded than older generations. And I think they have a greater attachment to family values. So there's always hope. And those of us who are people of faith believe that God will have the final say in this.
Well, you give me a bit of hope, because I think after Mary Eberstadt, and I think she's on the money with some of the things that she said before, makes you wonder where we're headed in decades to come.